Let's investigate the point-slope form of the equation of a line. To begin with, this equation is the point-slope form of the line. Note that y1 and x1 are from a specific point, and the variable m is the slope. We'll now use the point-slope form of the equation of a line to find an equation of a line which passes through the point 3, -2 and has a slope of 4. To begin with, we write down the point-slope form and then we substitute. In green I have highlighted the x1 and y1 points, and in orange is the slope. Be sure that if you do have any negatives that they get copied over carefully. Notice that we put the -2 in parentheses because there is more than one minus sign. We then simplify. The minus -2 becomes +2, and we distribute the slope 4 over the x minus 3 to get 4x minus 12. Lastly, we solve for the variable y by subtracting 2 from both sides. This is our final answer for the equation of a line. Using a graphing utility, we can graph this line now. The figure you see before you is the graph of the equation of the line y equals 4x minus 14. Now let's take a look at another example. In this example, we'll be finding the equation of a line which passes through 2 points. Notice that we do not know the slope, so our very first step will be to find the slope. We will need to use the slope formula, then we substitute and simplify. In this example, our slope is the fraction -5/6. We now turn to the point-slope form of the line. We know that the slope is -5/6, and we'll be picking one of the points to fill in the x1 and y1. We substitute our -1 and 3 from our point and the -5/6 as our slope. We then simplify. In this step we have rewritten the -1 as +1. We continue to simplify. In this step we distributed the -5/6. We solve for y by adding 3 to both sides. Note that in this step we have the fraction -5/6 plus 3, so we still need to simplify one more time. -5/6 plus 3 is the fraction 13/6. This is our final answer. Now for one last example, in this case a word problem. Take a moment and read through the word problem written. If you need to, feel free to pause the video. First, we need to interpret the word problem into an algebra problem. To do this, we will let x equals 0 represent the year 2013. This means that we now have a point 0, 156, which represents the 156,000 overnight visits in 2013. Once we've made that decision, this must follow that when x is equal to 1, the point 1, 175 represents the 175,000 overnight visits in 2014. Effectively, we now have 2 points. So, let's find the slope of the line which connects these 2 points. We use the slope formula and substitute the values into the slope formula. We find that the slope is 19. Interpreting this in the context of our word problem, this means that there are 19,000 new overnight visitors every year. To answer the question, however, we'll be using the point-slope form of the line. We know the slope, and picking the point 0, 156, we end up with the following equation. We simplify this equation and solve for y to get the equation y equals 19x plus 156. This is our linear model for the number of overnight stays in Yosemite. However, the question did not just ask for the equation of the line, it also asked us to estimate the number of overnight visits in 2015. We interpret this as the value x is equal to 2. We use our linear model, substituting the value x is equal to 2, and after simplifying, we find that we would estimate 194,000 overnight visits. Of course, it is not enough just to write the number, especially in a word problem. We really need to write down exactly what our answer is as a sentence. That's it for the point-slope form of the equation of the line.